Namaste, everyone. I'm Alakananda Ma, Ayurvedic doctor and principal of Alandi Ayurveda Gurukula, a unique apprenticeship style program in Boulder, Colorado. So I wanted to talk today about a very special flower essence, Alpine Spring Beauty. I wanted to do this because my latest podcast is about flower essences. So if you want to know more about what flower essences are, how they're made, how they can help you, and how I got involved in flower essences, just listen to the podcast, What Are Flower Essences? It's all explained there. So what about Alpine Spring Beauty? The story is really Alpine Spring Beauty and why I climbed a 13er 3 times, the same 13er. Actually, Pawnee Peak is not quite a 13er. It's 12,900 and something. So nearest makes no difference. It's a 13er. This is back when we were younger and we were on a backpacking trip. And back in that day, we used to backpack with all the flower field guides and the brandy and the bottles and the glass funnel and the glass bowls, all the flower essence making equipment. So we went on this longish backpacking trip and we were camped up at Pawnee Pass. And of course, we wanted to climb up Pawnee Peak. So we did, and there by a little snowmelt rock pool was this incredibly beautiful flower that we had never seen before. We'd never seen it before because it only grows on the rocky tops of 13ers and 14ers. Alpine Spring Beauty. So lovely. We're like, we have to make a flower essence. So we went down from the peak and had our night's rest, got up very early, climbed up to the top of Pawnee Peak again, uh, picked a few of the flowers, set up the flower essence, climbed down, went and did some other things. 4 hours later, we climbed up again. Remember, this is with all that like heavy flower essence making gear in order to attune to the flower essence. Not surprisingly, the meaning of this flower essence is incredible beauty that radiates its presence and its energy out from the highest peaks in Colorado, comes to invite us to radiate love. That's the meaning of Alpine Spring Beauty Essence. Radiate love. It was just so exciting and explains why, even though I suffer from vertigo or fear of heights, I still climbed that rocky 13er 3 times. Once to discover the flower, once to start the essence, once to finish the essence and sit up there on the peak and attune to it and find out that it's there to help us radiate love. But there's a second part to the story because a couple of years later, we got a cat, not the Dora cat that we have now. This was our old cat, a ginger Tom who we named Rajaram, who we got from the shelter. And when the cat joined our household, and he was quite in a bad mood from having been in the shelter, he didn't like other cats and he'd had to deal with other cats. In fact, a side story is when we went to the shelter and we looked at all the cats and we saw the cage with this orange cat in it, and I opened the cage, put it in my hand, and he bit me. And I said, I'm taking this cat. So anyway, when he arrived, I thought he'd better have a flower essence. Remember, flower essences are vibrational remedies. They have no scent. Do not give scents or essential oils to your cats or dogs. It could be very bad for them, and they also need to have their very own scent. So we made the flower essence for Rajaram and we put it in his drinking water, and lo and behold, what was it? Alpine Spring Beauty, radiate love. And what did Kitty Rajaram decide to do? Become the healing room love radiator, become the healing room helper, spend the 12 years 13 years, the 13 years that he lived with us, sitting in the healing room, smiling, if you can say cat smile, purring and radiating love to everyone who came for clinic. He was a very well-known figure in clinic. If it was a patient with a special problem, he would come and cuddle up to the patient. If it was a patient that was challenging for me, he would come and cuddle up to me. And the rest of the time, he sat on the entryway chair in the healing room, the beautiful chair with the wicker back, and radiated love. So that's just one story of one very special flower essence. Do listen to the podcast that explains all about flower essences. And if you want to try the magic for yourself, book an appointment, come in for a flower essence. Namaste.